Players only love you when they're playing. They say women, they will come and they will go.
Rumors by Fleetwood Mac was one of the most iconic albums to reach the top of both the main United States Billboard chart and the United Kingdom's album chart. It was released on February 4th, 1977 by Warner Bros. Records, and it is the 11th studio album by Fleetwood Mac. The album was produced and engineered by Ken Kellam and Richard DeSchut, and it was recorded at the record plant in Sausalito, California. The song Dreams was actually written by Stevie Nicks, who at the time was fairly new to the band, and the song was the only #1 hit in the US. The background to the making of this album was pretty messy. Practically every band member was going through a breakup. Lindsey Buckingham with Stevie Nicks, and Christine McVie and John McVie, and I'm pretty sure Ken Kellam, the producer, was also newly divorced.
Something goes wrong. Lindsey had an amazing way of taking my songs and making them wonderful. When he was happy with me.
Stevie actually has a line in Dreams directed towards Lindsey. Players only love you when they're playing. Yeah, that one. In response to him writing the song Go Your Own Way, which was so clearly about her. Anyway, back to the nerdy stuff. The record plant at Sausalito was 6 by 9 meters and had a 3M 24-track tape machine, a range of high-quality microphones, and an API mixing console with 558 equalizers. Ken Kellam said himself that he felt the room lacked ambience because of its very dead speakers and large amounts of soundproofing. This is a picture from his book of what his live room setup looked like. It was so cool to see what the actual setup layout looked like for the recording of this album. The band members of Fleetwood Mac at the time included guitarist/vocalist Lindsey Buckingham, drummer Mick Fleetwood, keyboard player vocalist Christine McVie, bassist John McVie, and of course our vocalist queen, Stevie Nicks. The song was played in the key of C, even though they only play a subdominant to dominant progression the entire song. The time signature was 4/4 and the BPM was 120. Well, at least that's what Google said. When recreating this, the BPM of the original song was never quite 120. It would go from 119 to 121. Which leads me into my next portion, recreating the song Dreams. I recorded my band in Liberty University's Mathena studios on an SSL Duality Delta console. For the main vocal and female BGV, I used a Gemini 2 large condenser microphone, and for the male BGV, which I recorded after the pandemic happened, I recorded that on my MXL 770 small condenser microphone. For the drums, I used the Josephson E22s on toms, SM57 and ATM 450 on snare, MK2s on the overheads, and for kick I used the Telefunken M82 and Neumann UI47 FET. Because of my struggle of finding the BPM for the song, I just had my band play without click. This will forever be my biggest regret, please don't do this. Anyway, I wanted to treat this project as realistically as possible, so I had to book a session with the studio, and I chose to pay all my musicians. Given that there's a pandemic going on, my options of good quality plugins were very limited. But that's why we utilized 30-day free trials. I mostly use the plugins that came with Pro Tools already, such as EQ3 7-band and Lo-Fi, but outside of those, I use Pro Q3 by FabFilter for EQ, Neutron 3 Elements for some compression, RX7 Voice denoise to help clean up some unwanted frequencies, and Isotope Nectar 3 for some fun effects and saturation. Now onto my awesome team. My electric guitarist and acoustic guitarist was Felly Reyes. He did an amazing job on capturing that same feel of the original lead guitar, and he really helped make it great. My bassist was Sam Goodwin, who is such a talented bassist. He kept the groove of the song upbeat and groovy. My drummer was Ben Jashik, who has such an amazing pocket and really held the band together. Made it a lot easier to play without click. My assistant engineer was Israel McFarland, who really helped me understand what sound to go for and how to achieve it, and also was amazing for helping during my session. I sang the lead vocal and female background vocals and played the synth. I've always loved singing Fleetwood Mac, and I also didn't have to pay a vocalist. My goal for recreating this song was obviously to capture the sonic quality of the original as best as I could, but more so, my main interest lied in recreating the vibe and the heart of the original song.
When we mix these songs, we usually look for the heart and soul of a song, and we kind of tear this mix down in different areas and see what worked, what didn't work, and what did we build the song around. And you can see right there, it's pretty well the core of the song.